Okay, Matt Bradley-Tschirgi getting the game already. Dum-da-dum-dum-dum. Here we go. Okay, hi, I'm Matt Bradley-Tschirgi. We are taking a look at a stream here of a game I got from Caffeine Withdrawal Games. Thank you for the review copy. It is a audio cassette simulator. Pretty unusual topic, kind of these work simulator things, kind of retro, right? Tape Recovery Simulator 96K. It's an early access. The game itself looks like it's coming out Q1 2022, so pretty soon. You can check it out on Steam, and let's start playing here. This one was a little bit tricky for me to get looking on the stream, but I think it's looking okay here because of the it's like separate windows, literally. So we're going to do a tutorial, and it's about restoring audio cassettes. I used audio cassettes a lot when I was a kid. It's my first real music format I got to play with. I had little plastic records, but those didn't count. So let's go, and we get to start with emails, everyone's favorite thing. So a lot of these kind of work simulator games, like Papers, Please is one of the earliest examples I can think of. It has these kind of Orwellian themes. We can see this here, right? Did you notice the no food, no garbage, keep quiet, no smoking, no pillaging, no fun signs at work? I mean, I've been at places long ago that had similar things, so it's not so far removed from the truth. So they're talking about the cleaning part, about cleaning up offices. And we're going to be recovering tapes, hence this very interesting interface here, right? Tape recovery market is growing at an alarming rate. Computers will pay tens of dollars to recover data. And that's actually true. I mean, I have some old film stuff I did in high school and college in 8mm, that high 8mm, excuse me, of a consumer camera that I'm trying to get restored slowly but surely. Here is one of them here, if you think I'm joking. So there you go. But this looks like audio cassette. It's not film cassette, but not so different in theory. We have a tape deck player. We have ways to tune it, and we have this emulator of it looks like a command line interface. So let's see how this goes. So this is the tape recovery department. This is where I'm working in this game. TRD, fully packed with expensive equipment, a computer for almost each employee, and a tape player. Yeah, tape players used to be expensive, and I think now that they're kind of retro and things like that, Guardians of the Galaxy movie made the old cassette tape Walkman players, right, become popular. That's how you do it. So the main application is called Travis, and the in-house star developer that's doing the software that I believe we'll see in this emulator thing is called, what is it, Goha? Hardware policy. So we can use a company computer after being in the company for 10 years. I mean, so this is supposed to take place in a time period when computers were tens of thousands of dollars and pretty unusual. So if a computer is 20 years old, it's included in their neural program. Breaking company hardware is forbidden. Okay, so I've looked at all these emails, and I don't know how to do tutorial stuff. Maybe I deleted something by accident. Oh, nope, didn't. I went right over it. Welcome. Okay, tutorial. I have to complete an 11-set certification tutorial. And you get this kind of company politics stuff going on, you know, excuse this person's ignorance. You will see this actually working at different companies, and it's part of company politics. So we're going to start the tutorial with the blinking eject button, go through the 11 tutorial things, and maybe actually get to the actual game. We'll see how far we get right here. Nice. Oh, and you do an exam. Fantastic. Tutorial 1. Okay. Magnetic voice replay. So you can hear a lot of hissing. You can hear a lot of hissing on that tape stuff here. But I need to click the eject button. Will this voice tell me what to do? This is pretty obtuse, I have to say. So if I do this, tutorial 1 is done, but I didn't do anything. Right? 2 is noise. I like that baseline when you click on a button that you're doing. You can reverse the tape, right? You can do like high pass. And these are real audio controls here. But these aren't really tutorials. It's just showing you what stuff is. So let's skip through this and do the actual meat of the game. I would argue from an interface perspective, all of this, and I like it looks like tape decks, but this is kind of obtuse. Usually a tutorial tells you what to do, and instead you just sort of are exposed to what these different things are doing. Again, the game is a tape recovery simulator 96K early access. Comes out Q1 2022 from Caffeine Withdrawal Games. Thanks for the review. Key, let's do the final exam. And now I'm getting emails. Oh, okay. I skipped over tutorials because I didn't know they sent you emails on how to do it. Well, great. Final exam. It says you should only need to go through 3 of the tutorials. Okay. This is the most difficult exam of your life. Failure to pass. The images recover the greatest logo to be created for the corporate world and send it to me fast. How odd. I'm the first ever to take the exam. So if I go back and do final exam, and I do a quality scan, oh, quick scan, excuse me. It shows these different things here. And we can change these things like base. Terra application selector. What are we doing here? Pretty interesting stuff. What are you doing? Sounds like a lot of white noise. I mean, if I want to recover a logo, I do cheat. So that, okay, so I'll send an email saying that I'm going to cheat. Maybe they will. Maybe that's how you win. Otherwise, okay, let's go through the first tutorial, since I didn't really do it correctly. All right. And we're going to play. This is pink noise. Pink noise is different than white noise, which does calibration. But we see these volume knobs here, out and emulation emulator. I see. You click and go up and down to play with things, and that would make it like what? That's sending it to the emulator, but the output is how loud it is, right? And we can do things like bass. Well, I guess we can't do bass and treble there. Since I sent an email to cheat on the thing, that didn't really do anything. I don't know, voice acting could liven this up a bit. I mean, it's doing retro, I get that, but it's almost too obtuse, I think, for its own good. But let's try another tutorial. So we have headphone volumes, and we go to micro emulator, which is here, and type L. I mean, this, yeah, like on Commodore 64 or something, you would play stuff from audio cassette. And if you push enter, the interpreter will let me know, but if everything's okay, it's a blank screen. So now I do that, I'm going to play the data from the tape. I see. Well, let's do another tutorial. Tutorial 3, leader. So the data will be in the Kansas format. I don't know what that really means, but okay. So on the emulator screen, it's going to show it with these cyan and red stripes. Should be no interruptions. So we're going to start by doing the same steps, right? Which is load. We're going to start the tape player. And we can see that it's displaying the color thing we want. And when it goes, when you hear that da-da-da-da-da thing, right, we completed a tutorial. So let's keep going for a bit. The header is what's on the beginning of the tape. So it has a header block, which tells it, would probably be like the title of what the data is, followed by the data on the tape itself. There's programs and bytes. Okay. Start by performing the same steps as tutorial 2. Loading a header verifies tape settings. It lets you tweak the sound before spending 5 minutes to load 48K of data. Yeah, that's true. On cassette-based like game formats like Commodore 64 and things like that, but also just like older computer games you play off a diskette, like you might have 48K as a huge chunk of data, and you might wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes for things to load. So it's still having me do everything the same as before, except it'll show something different because it's the header, I suppose. So we're doing this. We're doing load here, so that's all calibrated, and we'll do play. And we can see the Bytes EES logo. Pretty good. So what else do we have? I see, so these can close the different things. All right. Why not? Let's do more of these tutorials. Tutorial 5. We're going to load an image. So it uses audio signal to do graphics. Okay. But instead of just load, we're going to do, a variable, so screen $sign. So it's kind of like what I did QBasic as a kid. What this looks like. Screen $sign. Loads it to the RAM instead of to the program, so it loads faster. All right, so let's do this. It's showing the screen is blank. There's no error message, so if we play the tape, it should show the logo, I guess. Making those fun like modem noises as we can see it slowly drawing the company logo here in painful real time. Can I fast forward this? And I can't. This is kind of like for a masochist, really. The experts of everything. I can turn down this volume here, right? Although there's something comforting about that noise. But I mean, the time it takes to render, that's real attention to detail right there. How about that? So we're completing the tutorials. And this game is accurate for a fault. Oh, we're going to see turbo load. I just want to get to a real level of this thing that's not a tutorial. Uncompressed images take a little bit under a minute to load. Big files like 128 kilobytes between 10 and 12 minutes. So you can do turbo load with the sync speed button, which is here. Ugh. Excuse me. So now we're going to do that same load screen stuff, right? But now we're going to adjust the sync speed. And this should make it go fast. So we can see at top speed, it instantly, or not instantly, but pretty quickly does the emulation of the image, the rendering of the image, excuse me. Now we're going to see uncompressed tape stuff. You cannot recover everything. That's true in real life. And this is a good metaphor. Recovering data is like a burnt book. Sometimes it's slightly damaged and you can repair words in context. Other times you lose whole. It's just typo. It says loose. It should be lose with one O. Fix it. Lose whole pages of even the whole book. Start by mentally accepting imminent failure. I like the humor here. That's good. And go over the steps from tutorial 2. Pay attention to sound interruption before the error. That's causing loading to fail. You only end up data up to the failure point, which is better than nothing in some cases. I mean, you're actually learning something playing this game. That's more you can say about a lot of games. Oops, load screen. So let's see where the error is. We're going to hear a sound before it craps out at some point. And it's going to be loading up the logo. It's only rendering the top part of the logo, not the whole thing. And I'm going to bump up so we can see this noise, the noise, right? It's different. It says error 0:1. I don't know what that refers to, but keep on marching through these tutorials. Yeah, stop. Tutorial 8. I have to say, I've never played a game quite like this, and I can't say that about a lot of games, so this is really something. The name, again, in case you're wondering, Tape Recovery Simulator 96K from Caffeine Withdrawal Games. Thanks for the review key. And it's talking about sometimes the logo takes too long to load, and the header fails to load. No header means no data. Okay, right, so it's a quality check, among other things. If you don't get that through the header, you cannot see the data, which is the meat of what we're looking for. So ultra-fine tuning is something we are looking at. So you can tweak the volume, and if it's a failed attempt to load a header, fully rewind the tape. Emulation volume is sound going to the micro emulator. Okay, so do you remember how to do it? Just do load. So we're turning up emulation volume. Let's go into the device. And this here is saying I did not do the right commands. I think this is a good place to stop. So this is a 96K tape simulator. What's the thing here? I want to get the name correct. Tape recovery simulator 96K from Caffeine Withdrawal Games. Early access for now. It should come out for good Q1 2022. It's very, very specific, a different sort of job simulator puzzle-ish game that is retro to the max. And you can see my background stuff, which is not ideal, but there you go. I have to do it because of how this game does stuff. So I will close down the stream and hope you enjoyed what you watched, and we will catch you later with me streaming a new game. Perhaps it's indie, perhaps not. Bye.